The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, that speech, sir, said it all. When we have international and economic difficulties, that speech was a mixture of sort of a blast from the past or looking across the water to other countries and other political elections, and then it sort of resonated back here and to a theme, sir, that ended on the theme Money Week. Well, I say to that member, if he looks, for instance, and the Agricultural Minister led off the debate at the Primary Growth Partnership that's been around, I believe, since about 2009, it ain't Money Week, sir. It's been money for years for National Party mates. And that has been evidenced, sir. That has been evidenced, sir, by the Auditor General, who said the following in respect of the Primary Growth Partnership. It has no significant economic benefit. I'll repeat it for Mr Goldsmith. It has, quote unquote, no significant economic benefit, and many of those projects, sir, are halfway through. Now, sir, this is a government, sir, that confuses lethargy with strategy. They are lethargic. This is the government, sir, whose political plan is not to react, whose Prime Minister gets up so relaxed he's horizontal and says, don't worry, it's all under control. Said the same thing about solid energy. No reaction. Disaster. I remember in the 1990s when this crew, sir, said the same thing and tried the same thing in respect of solid energy to flog it off, and Landcorp to flog it off. When we inherited it in 2008, it was almost a basket case. We proved it up. We told those SOEs, get on with the job. Solid Energy, export award-winning company. Landcorp doing well. They get in and they're at it again. No reaction. Lethargy with strategy is the confusing symbol of this government. Do not react. Even when you're warned, do not react. We have a dairy problem. The Minister of Agriculture held up a headline saying all's great in agriculture. Well, here's a cracker from a senior agriculture journalist, Tony Warren. Headline, where to now for the dairy industry? Where to now for the dairy industry? That's what he said. The dairy industry in difficulty, economically, internationally in difficulty, and the government's view is, let's just tie ho. Well, I wonder if certain farms go to the wall, which New Zealand farmers will be in a position to pick those farms up. Whilst they're in debt up to their eyeballs, whilst they're struggling with a low milk powder price, I'd wager, and I'll take a bet with anybody, maybe Mr Mueller, ex-Frontiera himself, learned gentleman, I'll take a bet that the boys over the water in New York, in Tokyo and other places will be licking their lips to come over here and grab those farms. And the National Party, their strategy, no reaction. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. And the Prime Minister, of course, I think in 2010, worried and lamented publicly that he didn't want to see New Zealanders become tenants in their own land. So what this National Party strategy is lethargy plus no reaction. And then we have, of course, a thing that's come out recently called, in a Treasury paper, called, what they want to do is it's called asset recycling. Asset recycling. No, sorry, capital recycling. I better get the jargon right. They're after $1 to $2 billion of capital recycling. Now, in English, to the uninitiated, that means they are trawling round to sell anything they can. Now, they came a gutser with solid energy. They wanted to sell it. Now it's a fire sale. They're going to sell it all right. It's burning very, very quickly, and the taxpayer is up the kazoo to the tune of $389 million. $389 million and hundreds of jobs gone. Then we have Landcorp. Now, Landcorp doing pretty well. Landcorp's doing their thing, making a pretty good contribution. Oh no, suddenly we have talk that they could be in trouble. Now, either this is some sort of Academy Award-winning ruse to make it look like that for once in terms of the SOEs, they may well be being proactive, whereas Tony Ryle, I don't know, he was maybe attending piano lessons or something, got confused for many years, got distracted, and just let solid energy, fall into a hole. Suddenly, either this is an Academy Award-winning performance, that they're actually looking closely at an SOE, or I'd wager probably a credible agenda from this mob to try and flog it off. That's where the real agenda is, to try and flog off parts of that. Sir, I started by saying this. I think I've identified the strategy, sir. One, there is none, but what a lethargic, lazy, indolent and negligent lot we have over that side, sir, whose only strategy is no reaction and she'll be right.